Yo, what is going on, everybody? It is your boy RB back at it with another one. Philly Take with RB. What is going on, everybody? Today we are here to react live to the Philadelphia Eagles 2021-22 schedule. It should be dropping at 8 p.m. I know a lot of people are saying there's leaks and this and that. I don't follow leaks personally. Like, I wait for the actual confirmation. We have one game confirmed. But I can't wait to see what happens, man. Who we're going to play. I've heard a couple things here and there today, but more importantly, I am joined by my man Joe, aka Philly Fresco, aka Philly the podcast. This dude's work speaks for itself, man. I'm gonna let him go ahead and introduce himself.
Yes, sir. It's your boy Joe Castro. Yeah, I mean, it's Philly the podcast. I'm excited to talk some football. You know what I mean? Invade the Philly Take with RB channel real quick. Usually, I'm just in here trolling about the Sixers, but. No, this is gonna be fun. I'm excited. Thank you for having me on, bro. This dude with the EDP jobs.
You gotta love it, man. Hey, appreciate it. We got 40 up in the chat, guys. I know we've been doing a lot of Sixers lately, but we are gonna have a lot of Eagles content as well. Me and my guy Joe here have been talking about some things as well behind the scenes. But yeah, man, you know, we're excited to see what happens with the schedule. And guys, again, if you have not subscribed to Philly the podcast. Link is down in the description, man. This guy does videos every single day. He live streams. He does interviews with this guy can literally pull an interview with anybody, man. He's talented as hell. He's underrated for some reason, and he's being slept on. But his channel is going to blow up this season. So sub to him right now. And oh, by the way, I know we got Sixers people in here. He is a Brooklyn Nets fan, and you guys probably see him in the chat trolling. But we're great friends, man. He's a great dude. We'll probably chop it up during the playoffs or something, but. He can talk his stuff. So shout out to him. What's going on, everybody in the chat? Let's see. We got Tuis up in here. We got all the channel members. What's going on? Even the Sixers ones. Congrats on graduating college. I appreciate it, bro. Much love to you.
Major move.
Mitch, what's going on, bro? We got Philly girl in the chat. What's going on? Long time no see.
Seriously.
What is going on? My guy Philly Shad. Appreciate it, bro. Clips in the chat. We're on the StreamYard today, a little bit different, but shout out to everybody in the chat, man. So I first and foremost, I want to get my guy's opinion here. As we wait for this schedule release, it's about 20 minutes away. We'll start with the game that has been confirmed, right? The Atlanta Falcons, week 1 on the road. Give us your initial thoughts. Like, what do you think about that game? Hard, easy, you know? Well, how do you view the Falcons? How do you view us?
I'll say this off rip. All right. You know, as soon as it was actually released, shout out to my guy, Dylan Matthews. He hit me up like right off rip. He works out there in Atlanta, work for the Atlanta Voice and everything. So he's doing his thing. Hit me off rip and was like, week 1, I will see you. So he got me a little bit hype. He got me a little bit more unrealistic. Like I told you, off of the stream, you know, I get more unrealistic closer the season comes. So, you know, but look, man, I think we can go out there and we can beat these guys. I think it's going to be a fun game. I feel like we've played them like 15 times in the past 2 years. It feels like I just feel like this is becoming kind of a rivalry. But no, I'm excited. I think that it's a good matchup. It's a good week 1 matchup. Would have definitely loved to have them at home. But you know, Atlanta's not too far from where I live, so maybe I'll be able to go out there. But I think we're gonna go out there and whoop their ass. If I'm being 100%, if I'm being 100% honest, right now I feel like we're gonna go out there and just come with the smoke. So we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'm a little bit too optimistic, but I'm optimistic right now, RB. I'm optimistic.
I love it, dude. I love it. For once, you know, you know how I am with the Sixers, man, where we're on the rise. But for the Eagles, it's kind of in the opposite direction. And I said this, you know, before on another stream when we were talking, like, people are going to hate me this year a little bit. Like, they might genuinely hate me because I'm just going to keep it as real as I see it. Like, every game to me is going to be a struggle this year. Like, you know, I don't view this as a winning year. Like, if you look at how we went about the approach, right, 2016, 2017, like, I view this as kind of like 2016. Like, this is where we start to build back. We do have a lot of nice young pieces in place. I'll give Howie credit. Had a pretty decent draft, in my opinion. Still some more holes that we have to address. But, you know, I view Atlanta a game we can win. Like, I agree with you. Definitely can go out and win that game. I don't believe Go ahead.
I feel like, my bad, I don't mean to cut you. I feel like that's why it's a win, though, because I feel like we're not expecting to win. Like, last year sucked because every week I felt like we were like, all right, well, if we just, you know, fix this, or if this gets right, if this people get healthy, we still got a chance. Like this year, I think we're going out there and we're just kind of throwing caution to the wind and just being like, have fun, man. Like, if we win, hell yeah. If we lose, I just want to see a good game. So like, I'm okay with struggles as long as we're learning throughout the process. Like that's really my biggest win for this year. I just need to see us continuously getting better. You know what I mean? Like, we haven't seen that in a long time. We've either been great with the guys we had, or we just aren't good. There's no there's never been that development. All the players that we have that are good, they were good. This is what they've been for a while. So that's what I'm hoping will be our win, at least, is like the development of these young guys.
Right. I agree with you. And I do see that point. Like, now that you say that, that actually could be true. Like, maybe we're motivated, first game in a new regime, and we're coming out and we're, we shock the world in the first couple weeks of the season, and everybody gets hype, and then we kind of revert back to where we are, right? Which is a team that's building. But Philly Girl here says, on the road in Atlanta, new coach, new stuff, we lose. So I could also see it on that side of the spectrum. But yeah, I mean, Atlanta to me isn't a team that really strikes me like a crazy competitor. They have a good wide receiving core. I mean, Matt Ryan's getting up there in age, so I don't know how much longer he's going to last. It's definitely a game we could win, but at the same time, like, we're going to have to come out on fire. You know what I mean?
Oh, definitely. I mean, and hopefully we won't see the Kyle Pitts marriage too solidified at that point, right? Like we won't really have like the training camps that we usually have because of COVID. So hopefully we don't see him go out there and go off on us, And realistically, I know, it's not Eagles games, but it feels good to know that the Cowboys are probably going to go out there and get mollywopped in their first week. Like they're going against the defending Super Bowl champions. I'm not feeling any type of, remorse for them. So I'm happy, Hey, if we lose, I know they're going to probably lose too. So that's stuff for me.
They kick it off first, I believe, like on Thursday too. Yeah, I hear you, bro. Shout out to Aaron coming in with a $5 donation. Great channel member. Thank you so much, my man. He says, if the new head coach is good and Hurts is good, then this team can do some actual damage. And I think you have a great point. I think a lot hinges on Jalen Hurts. I think a lot hinges. And we're going to talk about Jalen Hurts. I want to get your opinion on that and the chat as well. But like an overarching type of thing, like Aaron is saying, like, I mean, we're a building team, right? But anytime your quarterback is playing up to a sufficient level, you have a chance. Like you
definitely.
And when I'm looking at this division, right? Like people can talk this, they can talk that. I know the Giants are high on their horse. I know the Cowboys think Dak's going to be ready from day one. In my opinion, like the winner of this division might have 9 wins again, honestly. Like I don't see anybody being a crazy juggernaut team in this division unless Daniel Jones comes out here and he's taking the next step in his career, or unless Washington, I mean, I don't believe in Fitz magic long term. You know what I mean? I don't think he's a streaky quarterback. It's going to take some time for Dak to get back to himself as well. And we know that defense, man. I know they got a couple nice pieces in the draft, but I don't see like a powerhouse team in this division. So if Jalen Hurts does come out and rocks out, man, like we do have a chance to compete in this division. And in terms of Nick Sirianni, I want to give him a chance as well. People have been on this guy since literally the first day, the first press conference. And I'm just like, yo, can we give these guys a chance? Usually I'm the impatient one, but it's like, where we're at in this city is just like
bored. We're bored. That's what it is.
We are bored.
I really think that's what it is. We're just bored.
Right.
So.
And we were expecting the new norm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now it's just like, we got to suffer through this. We got to sit through it,
Yeah, and I mean, I like our coaching staff. I love the youth. You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to my guy Jacoby Stevens yesterday. Being able to talk to him, like he got me hyped. You know what I'm saying? Even off the podcast, when I was just talking to him in the beginning, like he's a very nice young man. Like it's crazy, and he seems hungry. He doesn't seem cocky. He seems, and just everybody we've been able to talk to, whether it's reporters or anything, like. There's a real, genuine excitement. And like I said, I don't think that this team is going to be a team that goes and wins the division, easily or handedly or, makes a deep playoff run or anything like that. But to your point, like you said, I don't think there's one team in this division that doesn't have a question mark somewhere. And I don't really think there's a team in this division that doesn't have a question mark at the quarterback position. You know what I'm saying? So like that's the biggest part of your team. So we'll see. I like the direction that we're going in. But like you said, it has to be consistent. We have to see some type of, consistent development, some consistent play out of Hurts, and maybe some consistency as far as what Lurie and Howie say and do. That would be nice too. But, I don't know. They would really have to suck for me to really be upset, because I'm kind of expecting the worst. So, I'm preparing for
it. Yeah, no doubt. Shout out to my man, Philly Talk Podcast, aka Philly Mike in the chat. What's going on, my guy? Great Eagles and Sixers content creator. Me and him and all of us got a collab soon, no doubt about it. Appreciate the donation. He says health, new staff, and Hurts B grade is make or break. I agree, man. When we talk about the injuries, I mean, it's just been, what's the word? Unprecedented what I've seen from this Eagles medical staff. I feel like we've changed medical staffs like twice now, and we just can't stay healthy, man. We just cannot stay healthy for an entire – and I'm not even talking about like this guy goes out in week 3. This guy goes out week 7. No. Every single game we have 3 injuries, literally, and guys are out till near the end of the season, and it's pissing me off. They got to get it together. They really do.
It's full position groups. That's the worst part. It's like one year it's like our cornerbacks. The next year it's our left tackle or left guard, or, obviously last year it was our whole offensive line. But, every year it's like full position groups are just gone, just demolished. Yep. And it's weird because, even going back to Chip Kelly, we were obviously on the field for 25,000 hours a game. So it's like, and we weren't getting injured like that. Yep. Right. So you start looking at people like, Malcolm Jenkins. Malcolm Jenkins was a veteran, an older guy, and he never really got hurt. You look at how he took care of himself, and you start thinking, was Doug Peterson soft at these, practices? Was it our training staff? Because I know we got a new, head of whatever they are, the head of the medical staff. I know he only watched last year, which I think is the weirdest thing in the world. Like, I don't know how you get paid a full year to just watch, but that's what he did. So, hopefully that can change. I'm hoping that, with the competition, with the upped level of practices and stuff like that, that we'll see improvement there. But I agree 100%, man. I mean, that's detriment. That's just like, that will demolish a team. It doesn't matter how good, you build a roster or anything. And it also goes on Howie, maybe he is getting the right players and they're just not, being trained properly. They're not being used properly. There's so many things. So this will be, at the very least, hopefully this season answers a lot of questions. If it might not be the most competitive, as far as playoffs and everything goes, hopefully we at least answer some questions, because this offseason just pulled up so much drama. So much drama.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So and again, shout out to Philly Mike, man. And I do agree about the Jalen Hurts thing as well. Like, I do want to give him a chance. We're going to talk about that more. The reason I'm looking over here is because the Eagles actually just announced the schedule right now. I know we're still 10 minutes early, but we're about to pull up the official schedule. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. 60 up in here. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and help us push out this stream, man. Apparently, YouTube hasn't been sending notifications. Guys, help us out, man. Hit that like and subscribe. We are going to pull it up here on the screen. Let me see.
Why do I feel like we're actually gonna play a game right now? I'm over here hype as hell for no reason.
Let's see if I can zoom this in.
Ooh.
All right. Can chat, let us know if you could see this well or not. Actually, hold up. Let me stop sharing. I'm gonna screenshot it and then I can pull it up even better. But yeah, while I'm doing that, let me know your assessment on how you feel about Jalen Hurts. 'Cause I see a lot of people trying to, throw him out of the wayside already, and I feel like the dude hasn't even had a fair chance. I feel like he's been put into a terrible situation.
Yeah, I mean, I love Jalen Hurts as far as who he is, or at least who he's showing us he is. As a player, I have no idea. I'm not going to keep on I've said this a million times. I think he has the leadership potential. I think he has the qualities to be a very good player in this league. But just like you said, he didn't get a chance. Nobody on this team really got a fair shake. So I think that he deserves a chance this year, and I do think he can be successful. But I don't know who he is yet. I do think he can be successful, though. I think that's the overarching thing people want to hear is like whether they think he can or can't. And in that aspect, I definitely think he can do it. He just has to go out and do it. I think it's the same. He's in the same boat, as everybody else on this roster. Like this is a tryout for everybody. So, I'm excited to see him go out there and ball out, to be honest. But he's got to prove it, man. He's definitely got to prove it.
Yeah,
but I mean, this offseason, I will say we definitely did a lot of things, because I know people like to, I'm not even going to bring it up. Anyways, listen, I was going to go back, but listen, we did a lot of things to basically say that we are rolling with Jalen Hurts. So I don't want to hear halfway through the season we did nothing to prove that Jalen Hurts is that, you know what I'm saying? Like we are proving that we have his back. So that's important. I think that we needed that.
Yeah, I think so too. And I do think we need that solidarity, in the locker room. But for sure, man, I think we need to give the cat a chance, whether he fails, whether he succeeds. He hasn't had that. He definitely hasn't had that. 4 games being put into this kind of situation was absolutely terrible. So I agree with you. But yeah, so this is our live reaction to the schedule. So the black games are away, green is home. So obviously we start out on the road against Atlanta, and then we got San Fran, then we got Dallas, Kansas City, Carolina, Tampa Bay. Then we got the Raiders, Lions. We got the Chargers, the Broncos, Saints, Giants, Jets. Bye week in week 14.
I thought that bye weeks ended like at week 11, like for fantasy purposes. Like I'm not even care about my team. Like fantasy football, isn't that when your playoffs start?
Yeah, it starts in week 14, I believe. I thought that the bye weeks ended at week 12, but week 14, that's brutal. And then we play the division 4 times in a row to end the season.
And Washington twice. So we're gonna have to we got to play that defense twice in a row towards the end of the year.
Oh man, let us know your thoughts in the chat right now. We end on Dallas too, and that's after.
Yeah, this is kind of lit though. I ain't gonna cap. How many night games we got? We got one against. Okay, so week 3 is a night game against Dallas. Is that? I wonder if that's Sunday or I think that's probably a Sunday, right? Or maybe Monday 8:15.
I think it's a Monday actually. Yeah, because 8 days. So that's a Monday night game. Then we got Kansas City on a short week.
Damn.
Yeah, they really did us dirty on this schedule. I can't.
And then we got Tampa. We got Tampa. At least that's at home, and that's a night game. Like, all right, let me look at this optimistically, right? The optimism in me wants to say.
But this is on a Thursday, though. This is on a 3-day rest.
Oh, damn.
So they put us on a 5, or they put us on a 5-day rest, and then on a 6-day we play against Kansas City. And then 2 weeks later, we play off of 3 days rest against Tampa Bay.
So we played 3 games and traveled 3 times in less than 2 weeks.
That is insane, dude. Now, we do play Tampa at home and we do play Kansas City at home. So that's a bit of an advantage, but still, man, that's off short rest. Like, I feel like they did us dirty.
Back. Yeah, because, I mean, Philly to Carolina, that's not too far. I guess that's not too far, right? So you're kind of still staying in the same area, but that's
I just don't like the rest. I don't like the rest factor. And then we don't get a bye until week 14. That's absurd, dude.
That's crazy. I mean, all right, so let me try and be optimistic again because that kind of ruined it. I'm not gonna lie. But like in my mind, I'm thinking we have probably 2 of our 2 toughest matchups at home, and we have them early in the season, right?
Right.
And then from then on, I feel like, every game after that is winnable. Like realistically. I mean, after you get out of week 6, even as bad as we might be, like all these games are winnable because it's the division. The Lions aren't going to be great. The Chargers might be pretty good. The Broncos, I don't think are going to be that great. The Saints aren't the Saints that we're used to. The Raiders, we'll see.
Yeah. I'm looking at like that week 8 to 11 range, week 7 to week 11. That's going to be a, big opportunity
Must
there.
Wins. Must wins.
Oh, man.
I'm looking forward to that Dallas game though. That first Dallas game is gonna be that's gonna be lit.
What about the last one, dude?
I don't think it's gonna matter. I really don't even think it might not matter. I see what they did though, and maybe I'm interested to see every other team or every other division because if they would have made the Jets game the last game, it definitely wouldn't have mattered. So maybe they're thinking in their head like, let's make the last games divisional, so they still want to play. I just kind of wonder how this is going to affect fantasy. I know that's has nothing to do with what we were talking about, but because I'm used to the bye week being so much earlier. I wonder if we have the latest bye week.
I bet we would. And Jeremy here says 3 games in 12 days. I mean, my God.
And two of them against the guys that were in the Super Bowl. We're playing the Super Bowl losers.
Dude, this is
and
crazy.
Then the Super Bowl winners within 2 weeks.
I want you to look week 4 to week 6. And let's be honest, like, I'm not going to just throw away Carolina as if they're not going to be any team. Like, I think Carolina could be a decent team. I think Sam Darnold could pose a threat to our defense if he gets in his rhythm.
Over there. They got Joe Brady over there. He's doing his thing.
Right, exactly.
And Christian McCaffrey coming back, I think, from injury this year. So,
dude, this is, I mean, talk about, like, I feel like you always want to feel that your team gets screwed in the schedule, right? But I feel like my team genuinely got screwed in the schedule.
Bruh. Weren't they saying we were going to have, like, the easiest schedule, too? How is this easy?
Yeah. That exactly. This is why I didn't listen to the leaks. You know what I mean? Because I don't believe that when it comes to Philly, man.
Like, we can realistically go, like, 2-0, and then, probably 3-0 if we could beat the Cowboys.
Aaron says we could go 1-7 in the first half and then 8-1 in the rest of the season. I don't see that happening. I don't see it. All right, let's break it down. Okay, so first off, shout out to everybody. We got 85 in the chat, guys. Hit the like and subscribe. Shout out to my man Philly the podcast. Sub him up if you haven't yet. Let's talk about the division first, all right? Because we got to get that out of the way. What do you view our record? And drop it in the chat. What is our division record going to be this year? What do you think?
All right, if we were playing Washington a little bit more spread out, I would feel more comfortable. And I think we're going to sweep the Giants. I'm going to put that out there right now. We're going to sweep the Giants. Washington, I think we're going to split with. Dallas, it might be interesting because I think if we win that week 3 matchup, depending on, I don't know. That's going to be really interesting. I think, for history's sake, we always kind of split with the Cowboys, right? So I'll say that we're probably going to split with the Cowboys in Washington, but I do think we're going to split the Giants. I think we're going to sweep the Giants.
Okay,
so yeah, basically 4-2. Yeah, basically the same. Yeah.
So we're seeing a lot here in the chat. Man.
But that's also me being an Eagles fan. So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm being a little biased.
It's crazy, dude. Like, usually I'm the same way. But ever since I picked this team to go 11-5 last year, and I look like an ass every day because of it, I just can't do that again to myself. You know what I mean? I think, honestly, in a division, we either go 2-4 or 3-3 at best.
I can see that. I can see that 3-3. The Cowboys game is really what throws me because I do think that we're going to split with Washington. I think and I do really feel like we're going to sweep the Giants because we've owned them, and I really don't think they've gotten that much better.
I agree.
But the Cowboys really throws me because they might sweep us or we might sweep them.
Right. I agree. That is kind of the X factor. And I would add, with all these games being in the last 4 weeks of the season, like I'll tell you right now, nobody's going to have the division wrapped up by then. So these are going to mean a lot. Like, they're going to determine pretty much the division in my eyes.
Facts.
Maybe that gives the Eagles a bit of an edge. But man, dude,
this is a tough one. This is a tough schedule, bro.
A tough schedule. This week 7 to 11 is really where we got to capitalize. Like,
we're going to learn some things about Jalen Hurts in these first 6 weeks, though. If we wanted to learn about him, right? This is. Here you go, buddy. You go, buddy.
So let's just
be a starting player in the football league.
Exactly. Let's say we go 3-3 in the division, right? So then, we look at the first 2 weeks. Like, what do you think about San Fran? Do you think that's a winnable game?
I do. I think that Jimmy Garoppolo is probably going to still be playing at that point. I think he'll still be their starter. Mm-hmm. So I do think that that's a winnable game. It's going to be tough, though. It's definitely going to be tough. And it being at home, I think that helps us. So I do think it's winnable, but it will be hard. I'm not going to say it's going to be easy. I'm definitely not going to say it's going to be easy. I would say it's like, damn, I don't know.
It's attainable. It's attainable, but
it is obtainable. It's just how much do I really believe in this team right now? Like,
right.
And that's not being, pessimistic or hating.
I would like to throw out there. I know what you're getting at. Like, I'm not making my schedule prediction until like a month before the season. All right, until we see these guys getting reps. Right, because last year I'm like, yeah, JJ Arcega-Whiteside's going to be a stud. Yeah, Quez Watkins, John, and come on, man, like. Carson Wentz was terrible. Like, let's just be honest.
And not just us. I mean, we don't necessarily know what the Falcons are going to be, right? They still might move on from Julio. You know, there's still moves that can be made with the 49ers. Like I just said, I personally think that Jimmy Garoppolo is still going to be their starter, but Trey Lance might be in there by then. So who knows? You know, and we'll see in week 3 where Dak is. You know, he's either going to be playing great again or we're gonna be like, damn, he's missing a step. So it's gonna be interesting. This is gonna be very interesting. I'm not as optimistic as I was a little bit earlier. I will be honest, but
this is a pretty brutal schedule in my eyes.
And I do want to say one thing too. I was looking up, so I'm trying to go to the Raiders game in Vegas or whatever. They want $700 for a ticket.
Oh yeah, that's not happening.
Yeah, I was like, bro,
no, thank you. That's a money making scheme right there, dude.
For real, I was like, bro, yeah, nah, I'm good. Maybe another time. I'll go to Vegas and hang out or something.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, imagine going there, we get blown on our, like 30-0. It's like, damn, dude.
I just paid $700 to come here.
Exactly. Grievous says NFC East dumpster fire season 3, episode 3. I agree 100%. Like, and our division rivals are going to be playing these same teams essentially. So, I mean, we could see another disastrous season in the NFC East, man.
And it's crazy because I feel like that's our own. I don't want to say only, but that's probably our best way into the playoffs this year. I think everybody in the NFC East, if you could win the East, that's probably the only way you're gonna make the playoffs. Because I don't see us having a wild card team out of these guys.
Yeah, the only way we make the playoffs is if we're sitting at like 5 or 6 wins by the time we get to week 15, and we rally off like 2 or 3 of them. In my eyes, like we take over the division essentially. Like that's really what it's gonna come down to.
Who are some teams that you see that you're like, because realistically, I think we could beat Atlanta. If I'm not looking at our division, I think we could beat Atlanta. I think San Fran's beatable. I think that we could beat the Panthers. Raiders, I think we can beat. Lions, I definitely think we could beat. Broncos, I'll definitely say we can beat.
I don't know who we could beat.
I think those 6 are probably teams that I think I have faith that we could at least be very, very close, if not beat them. I don't know. This kind of sucks. This is
a tough schedule, man. I think we'll beat the Jets. I think we'll beat the Jets. I'm hoping.
Hopefully by then, who knows? Who knows? By then, what's his name? Zach Wilson, is it?
Yeah.
I always want to call him Kyle Wilson. I don't know why.
You know what's crazy? We stay in New York for 2 weeks and then we go on the bye too. Like we got the Giants and then the Jets on the road. And then we go to the bye week, which is crazy. Shout out to my man Seth coming with a $2 donation. What's going on? Seth says, "What up, RB? That's a 4th place schedule. It's tough, bro. I hear you, man. It's like this is pain inflicting right here. And if you guys are just tuning in, man, we were talking about this week 3 to 6 right here. I mean, this is crazy, dude. We play 3 games in 12 days against Kansas City, Carolina, and Tampa Bay. Like that's
how do we end up with that though? Because, I mean, we were like, what, 3rd place last year? Are we supposed to play weren't we like in 3rd place last year?
For what?
In the season, we finished like 3rd place, right? The Eagles?
Yeah.
In the NFC East?
No, we finished last, right?
Oh, all right. So then how did we get all these guys? Like, how are we playing the 2 teams that were in the Super Bowl? I thought we were supposed to get an easier schedule when you suck.
Dude, in football, bro, like you just alternate divisions, but like they gave us the hard ones, bro. This is rough. It alternates like every couple of years. I knew we were bound to play Kansas City, and my gosh, when we play Kansas City, I might as well just, drink a few beers or something and just relax. Like, there's just not going to be much that I can really say, because we see, come on, man.
But listen, man, I'll say this much. If we're out of week 6, if we're going into Las Vegas, and we're 4-3 or something, or how many games is that? That's 6. So if we're 4-2 or 3-3, or depending on how it looks, I'm gonna be feeling happy about my team. Like, if we can go out there and like pull out a win against Kansas City or Tampa, or I mean, this could teach us a lot about our team. Either way, you know what I mean?
No doubt.
They're gonna have to fight. They're definitely gonna have to fight. So
yeah. That's a good way to look at it. That's a good way to look at it, though. I agree. Like, there's going to be a lot of learning lessons, right? You might get beat down before you come up. It's definitely going to show a lot about Jalen Hurts. I'll tell you that. They're going to have a decision to make after this. It's going to tell you a lot about Nick Sirianni. Wow, dude.
I mean, if you look back to, 2016, when we obviously had Carson Wentz, we surprised a couple teams early on that season. So, maybe just people don't know who we are yet. I'm trying to look at this optimistic.
I hear you, and I'm going to try the same thing, but I'm going to really have to see this team in camp first before I can make an assessment like how things are going to go. But I think we just have to finally come to this level where we realize, you know what I mean? Because there is some Eagles fans out there that are saying like, yeah, we can win 9-10 games. Like, I don't think that's really who we are. I think this is the gap year, and then we utilize on all our picks next year, and then we really make that push, maybe for a big free agent or something like that. I think the win is in, I'm a huge Jay-Z fan, right? And Jay-Z said on one of his songs, he was like, I will not lose, because even in defeat, there's a valuable lesson to be learned. So it evens it up for me. So that's where our value is going to come. That's where our wins are going to come, within the lessons in the game. Like, these are a lot of young players, a very new system. It's going to hurt. It's going to suck to watch. It might not be what we, want to see, but I'm kind of with you right now. I'm not necessarily looking at the W's and L's. I'm kind of hoping that these guys can keep just getting better, because that's really what we need, man. We need a core. We need that season where we just figure out, all right, we have our Brandon Graham, we have our Fletcher Cox, we have our, Zach Ertz and our offensive line moving forward. Right. Those are the questions we really need to answer this year. So, hey, you're going to do it against the best competition, I guess. It's definitely going to be a crucial learning experience, like you said. Shout out to Shark Hendricks coming in with a $2 donation. I appreciate it, man. It says, who's our starting wideouts week 1? Well, I mean, Devontae, obviously you have to throw in there. I'm hoping Jalen Reagor is going to be starting week 1, because if not, I mean, that's going to be a big reflection on the guys upstairs. But I would probably say Devontae Smith, Jalen Reagor, and, man, I don't know. I think that third one's kind of a wild card for me. What do you think?
Yeah.
I mean, I could see a guy like Quez. I could see – I mean, if we're going to use Travis Fulgham, who knows what he is now, but who knows?
Yeah, I want to say Travis Fulgham. Like, I want to say that little 5-game stretch wasn't like an anomaly. Like, I want to say that's who he was. Obviously, they took him out, so hopefully, I don't know what was up with that. I honestly don't know what's up with anything anymore, because I don't know if you saw the interview that Doug Peterson did I think it was yesterday actually, and they were asking him about Jalen Hurts, and he just was like in love with Jalen Hurts. So I have no idea. Like, he was saying that he thinks he's going to be this, that, he has all the tools. So I'm like, why did you get fired? What happened? Like, I needed it. But anyways, I think that it's going to be Travis Fulgham. I think he has probably the upper hand. He's been here last year. I like Quez Watkins. I think that, his lack of ability to play last year, to get out there on the field might hurt him a little bit.
Right.
But I do like Travis Fulgham. I really hope that it is. I think an outside guy is probably Trayvon Grimes. I really like Trayvon Grimes, to be honest. And I don't know what it is. I think it's more so because I think he can push J-Jaw off this roster, because he's literally what J-Jaw is. Like, he's just that big guy that can catch 50-50 balls. But he doesn't come with a personal umbrella holder. So I'm hoping Trayvon Grimes can at least push J-Jaw off the roster. But I think Devontae Smith is a no-brainer. Jalen Reagor, and I'm hoping Trayvon Travis Fulgham. But let me ask you a question, because I've been asking everybody this, and I want to know: do you see, while we're on wideouts, do you see a role for Greg Ward? Because we both didn't say Greg Ward. Like,
well, it's definitely hard after last season. You know what I mean? Like some of these guys I really liked, for example, Greg Ward, Boston Scott. Like I really liked their roles on his team, but after how things went last year, they're going to have to fight hard. They're going to have to fight hard to even get any snaps. Sure, Greg Ward could be a slot guy. He could be, a little bubble screen type of guy. But other than that, he's going to have to earn it back. You know what I mean? And he's been a guy with a chip on his shoulder. But there's definitely a lot of options. And like you said, like Trayvon Grimes, for example, like he's a guy I see that works hard, right? I've seen some film of him, but I'm not going to go over the edge anymore like I used to do. You know what I mean? Like last year, do you remember how people were hyping up like John Hightower and Quez, like they were just the steals of the draft? And I mean, I think we just got to wait and see. You know what I mean? J-Jaw has been the biggest disappointment. So if Greg Ward means getting J-Jaw out of here, fine by me. I can't do it anymore with him.
Yeah, and people are talking about, let's move him to tight end. Like, just get him out of here. Like, there's no way like that I want to pay him again. That's really what it comes down to. Like, and I know it's not my money, so I say it like I'm signing him a check. But like, there's no world that I would get a notification that says Eagles have signed J-Jaw to an extension that I would not break said phone. Like, I would be mad.
You know what's funny? He made that one catch last year, and I went on Twitter hating. I'm like, wow, J-Jaw actually finally caught a pass. And they're like, bro, this dude has potential. Why are you hating on him? What potential? What?
That's what I'm saying.
He's been sitting on the sideline. They don't even play him.
That's what I'm saying. So many people want to make like, oh, but he can run routes. He can do like when did you see this? Like, I need to see I always tell people, please like DM me the clips of him running great routes, because even when he gets open, like, do you remember the catch that Dallas Goedert made, like falling down because J-Jaw ran right into a 6'6" man. Like, you know your own route tree. Like, the only thing that I will sit here and be honest and say, oh, he can do this. He can block. Yeah, I'll give him that. He can block.
So, there you go. That's what we're going for.
Exactly.
It's sad, dude. It's absolutely sad. He doesn't have a role in this team. He won't. I don't know why people like. I really feel like as a Philly fan, you grow. Like I really do feel that way. And now that like I'm seeing these ups and downs, I'm like, I just can't. I can't be overly optimistic with this team. You know what I mean?
You gotta
like
temper your expectations. You gotta like
exactly. You can't do it anymore. Like I tried last year. I tried the year before. It just.
I'll say this. You will feel it when there's a year that you're like, listen, we're going to be good. Like we're gonna get back there. You know what I'm saying? Like there was years, when we had McNabb and everything, in the good times and stuff like that. Like 2004, we knew we were gonna be good. You know what I'm saying? Like even probably more so than 2017. Like we knew we were gonna be a good team. So we'll get there. It's just we're definitely not there right now. And I think people are trying to psych themselves up that we are, because we're not a great team yet. Well, we could be surprised.
The thing about it to me, and I'm going to get to the super chat, but like, I think the reason people are so on edge is because like we really knew that we had a chance to be great for 5 years. You know what I mean? And the way it destructed, like every team goes through a period where it's like, okay, time to rebuild, time to get assets, and we'll make our way back. That happens, right? Some longer than others, but it's just the way that it ended. And that's why it feels hurt. And that's why people want to delve themselves in like, okay, we're going to be good. We got a chance. But we got to be honest, man. You know what I mean? So it's rough. Shout out to my man, Sixers Nation, coming with a $2 donation. Thank you so much, man. It says, do you think the Eagles are going 16-2 or 15-3? Well, if this was Madden, maybe, but
yeah, right. Well, that's 18 games. So
we're going to give our let me ask you this. Like, obviously, we're not going to grade the schedule right now, but coming, into this season, like so far into the offseason, like if I had to say to you, like next year, the Eagles are going to be a blank win team, like what would you say on first instinct?
Probably 6.
6. Yeah, I had 5.
Yeah.
But
and like I said, I'll give you the teams. I think we'll beat the Jets. I think we'll beat the Giants twice. I think we'll beat the Cowboys at least once.
Yeah.
We'll beat the Washington at least once. And then probably like the Lions.
Interesting.
That's probably my teams.
I think we're gonna split with. I think we'll split with two of the division teams. I think we might get swept by one of them, and I just keep looking at this first 6 weeks right here. My guy Philly Mike in here, he said, what did he say? He said, if we can get to 3-3 after the first 6, I'm happy. I don't see a way that happens. I think
it'll be tough.
I think we might go 1-5 in the first 6. I really do.
Who would be that one?
Either Carolina or San Fran, maybe. Maybe we go 2-4.
Falcons?
I think we could beat the Falcons, but I do think first game, right? New regime, and it's just going to be tough on the road in Atlanta. Atlanta, to me, is kind of a tough place to play. Like if it was in Philly, like the last couple times we played them, I would feel better. But maybe 2-4, maybe 2-4 in the first 6.
Yeah, I'm on the same wave with Mike though. Like, bro, if we get through week 6, if we beat either the Kansas City Chiefs or the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the level of ish that I will be talking is going to be astronomical. RB, I am like, you're gonna be like, where did this Castro come from?
let me be honest though, like those actually are games that we would have a chance to win, and that's just due to the fact that like any given Sunday, you know what I mean? Like I remember games before where we beat these kind of teams, right? I remember we beat it was New England, I think, and we had Sam Bradford as quarterback. Like we went to Gillette and we beat them, and it was like, how does that happen? You know, so maybe one of those games that happens. I don't know, man.
I think we could shock some I think we could shock some people. I think we're going to be one of those teams that like, we've played. I've played sports before. I'm sure you've played sports before, right. And I'm sure you've played for one of those teams that you're like, listen, we might not be that good, but we're going to go out here and give people hell. You know what I'm saying? Like at the very end of the day, we're going to be chippy. We're going to be, whatever it is, choppy, whatever you want to call it. Where we might throw a couple elbows, but like at the end of the day, the score might not look good, but we're both leaving with blood on our shirt. Like that's the type of attitude I kind of want from this team. Like, look, we might not win a lot, but you're going to remember you played us. You know what I'm saying? Right. So if we can get that, I'll be happy, man. I'm not too high or low right now. Realistically, like I'm kind of right there, just to kind of, I'm riding the wave. We'll see what happens with this team. I love all the talk and everything, but I need to see them on the field, man, at some point.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. If they're playing with energy, we might pull out a couple more wins. But at the end of the day, I'm almost thinking like, is it better to go 6-11 than go 2-15, right? Like, I mean, it depends how we're looking for the future, Like, I don't know.
That's the hardest question. And I mean, we were asking ourselves that last year. I said that on one of my lives, and people were like, what do you mean? That sounds stupid. Even we had Shil Kapadia, and he said it perfectly. He was like, the worst thing that you can get is that gray area. The worst thing this year is like not finding out if Jalen Hurts is good or not. He just has kind of a decent average random year, right? Like if he's number 15 of 32 quarterbacks, what did you really learn about him? Like, and then you look at all these young guys, if you don't get to see what they are, and you're just a middle of the road team and nothing really, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what scares me more so than going 0-17 or something like that. Like I'm more afraid of we just waste a year and next year we don't know what the hell we got. And we're in the same spot. So either we're either gonna suck or we're gonna be very good. Like you gotta kind of pick one of the two.
Exactly. And my man right here, Aaron, coming in with a $2 donation. Thank you, bro. Says we're either going 16-2 or 1-17. There is no in between. Well, I'm all there for it. I
just want to say we're only playing 17 games, y'all. All right. So y'all keep adding up to 18.
Yeah. I don't like the 17 either, in my opinion. Like it just feels weird to me, but
it's kind of stupid. We'll see I like how they did it just because like I like that the division games are at the end because it does make it count somewhat. I don't obviously like our bye week. That bye week is ridiculous. I'm calling it down.
I'm pissed about that, man. Week 14.
And I'm sure your audience can tell me better, but I really do feel like that throws off fantasy football. Like I'm big into fantasy football. Like
but now there's another week. Now there's another week, so maybe it'll be extended one more, but it definitely will. You're right.
Yeah, sure. It's gonna be interesting, and I really wonder if we better not have the last one, like, or be the only team with a week 14 by
Right.
like. I got to see who else got a week 14.
I agree. I hear you. Shout out to Sixers Nation coming with a $2 donation. I appreciate it. He says we are not going 1-17. Well, you are right. We are not going 1-17. I don't know why people are adding up to 18. There's a bye week. There's a bye week. Even though there's 18 weeks, there's 17 games now. But yeah, this whole extra week thing is crazy.
Look. Initial thought. I'm still excited about next year. This is going to be a dogfight, right? But we the underdogs, right? We putting on those dog masks. Everybody been saying they sleeping on us, right? So this is just another level to that, man. We're going to be the underdog in probably every single game next year.
I don't mind it. Go out there, play hard, and come out with pride. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah, Seth. Only 17 games with a bye week. That's what I'm saying, man. I don't know why people are adding up to 18, but oh man.
Somebody told me earlier I was doing like I was just kind of trolling, to be honest, but I was just like putting up what I thought the scores would be once I was learning the dates.
Right.
And somebody was like, "Oh, you're just gonna have the Eagles go 16-0," and I was like, "No, because there's 17 games, so they're gonna go 17-0." But I mean, hey, I I don't know. It does kind of suck. Like that week 4 to 6 is really what kills me. But other than that, I knew it wasn't going to be easy. Like,
yeah,
I kind of expected to be kind of, I don't even want to say disappointed. Not even disappointed.
I thought you were going to say depressed.
I was kind of going to say depressed. Like,
yeah,
I don't even know how I feel. Like, it's just, I'm excited because I know, look, me and you have some really cool things about pop off for the actual season and everything. So that's exciting. But
I'll tell you what, man, like it definitely hurts going into a season. And trust me, I watched the process Sixers. So like, I know this best, but it sucks going into a season, especially when you're in a Philly or a sports city like Philly. And just knowing, like, you're not going to be competing at all for the Super. Like, it's a different type of hurt. You know what I mean? But all we can do is hope to, like, in 2016, I remember watching every game, and I'm like, all right, my eyes are on Carson Wentz. What is he going to do? How is he going to improve? Is he going to be our man? And that made the season enjoyable for me. Even though we went 7-9, it was like, okay, at least I'm having fun watching a quarterback. And maybe I'll try to take the same approach this year, right? Like, is Jalen Hurts going to be the guy? Is he going to, make some flashy plays? Is he going to lead us to some wins? I don't know, man. But
yeah, that's where I'm at. We had probably the best first round of an NFL draft that we've had, at least like in the past 10 years, in my opinion. Like this was like the happiest I've been after a first round. So I'm gonna take that energy and I'm just gonna kind of follow. I'm gonna bring that through the schedule release and act like I didn't look at week 4 through 6.
Yeah, at this point, it's kind of just like, all right, let's just roll into whoever's stadium we're going to and play some football.
I might have to strap up. I might have to suit up, get out there.
Yeah. Superhero says we need more elite talent for our Super Bowl run, and that's what I care about more than 2021. I hear you, bro. I hear you. Like I said, hopefully after this season we can load up on talent and be ready for next year. But
yeah, and even looking at this schedule, man, it's not. And maybe I'm being, a hater or whatever, but looking at this schedule, maybe it's not really worth going out there and getting like a top tier talent that's going to be 30, 31 years old. Maybe we can kind of poo-poo that idea because, bruh, Steven Nelson ain't winning, none of these games.
Yeah. Well, I'm talking about next year. I'm talking about next year.
No, I know what you mean, but I'm saying how people were talking about we're interested in Steven Nelson and Julio and all. These guys ain't winning.
Why do these guys want to come here? That's what
I'm saying. This is not the Super Bowl run type of schedule.
That's another thing I'm not doing anymore. You know what I mean? I used to be the dude last year. Yo, this guy got released. He can come to Philadelphia. I got to really look at this. Like, why would they come to Philadelphia? Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Or why even pay them?
Right.
Why even we just have to admit we're not going to be good for one time. Like, because that's what we did. That's why we are where we are with like the cap, everything. We kept on pushing contracts back because we didn't want to admit this is not a Super Bowl team. You know what I'm saying? After 2017, we probably should have just blew it up. So it is what it is. We are where we are. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I hope we can get it together this year. I hope they surprise me, man. I really do.
Yeah, I agree, man. BB says, I am excited to see a run-heavy offense. Sanders, my favorite player, and I was excited for Devontae Smith. Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be a run-heavy offense, but
we need it to be. We need to run the ball. I
hope so.
I was going to make a video about this. And, guys, we'll probably be on here for like 10, 15 more minutes. So, shout out to everybody in the chat. Hit the like, subscribe. If you haven't yet, sub up Philly the podcast. That's my guy right here, always grinding. Let's get him to 2K subscribers. But I have problems, and I was going to make a video about this. I feel like I will still before the season. But, like, I feel like people are heavily sleeping on Miles Sanders. Like, I can't blame the guy for getting 5 carries one game, getting 7 the next, and then one game he gets 15, and then he gets 11 carries. Not like, no, he's supposed to be a featured back. He's supposed to be a 3-down back, even though we're not going to use him that way because now we're a running back factory. But it's like, I don't understand why people think that this, like, it's fair to say, okay, Miles had a down year. Okay, that's fair. But, like, was it really his fault? Like, are we going to act like there weren't other integral parts around it that caused that? Like, come on, man.
Yeah, I mean, one of the people, other than the quarterback, obviously, the person that gets most affected by the offensive line changes is probably the running back. So, I mean, whether it's the offensive line changes, the scheme was just bad, the lack of touches, it's been the same story with him for like the past 2 years. So, yes, he gets hurt he's gotten hurt. Nobody's, right. I feel like the everybody's hurt at some point. It's whether or not you're on the injury report or not. And yes, he missed some games, but at the end of the day, bro, he hasn't really been given a chance. And the reason I say that I don't think it's going to be a run-first offense, I think it should be. I think we definitely should, especially now with the additions of some of these running backs. Look, I mean, we saw some of these leaks talking about even after a couple of games that, Doug Peterson won because he ran the ball too much. They were upset about it. So I think the pass happy thing is more so Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman than it is necessarily every coach. I know we have coaches that get pass happy, but if you look at Doug Peterson's history, if you look at Doug Peterson when he was in Kansas City, he ran the ball a lot and he used 3 different running backs, and he used them well. We changed that. So I think it's more so on us wanting that like high flying, vertical offense than it is any coach. So I hope that he gets his shot, man. I'm a huge Penn State fan. So, I hope he gets his shot, but
we got to get back to the basics. We got to get back to the fundamentals, man. Like, and we know Doug didn't run the ball enough. Even when it was working, he would, Sanders would have 4 carries, 40 yards, and then he would go away from them. And it's just like, why? Like, do what works, man. Don't get too pretty. You know what I mean?
Sanders could have won us some games, I think.
Yeah, no doubt. Shout out to my man Shark Hendricks coming with a $2 donation. Says, who is the surprise cut in training camp? Who do you think? I don't know. I mean, if I had to go off of instinct, I don't know if it'd be a surprise, but I would say J-Jaw.
I don't know if this would be a surprise either, just because I know it's always in the news, but maybe a Zach Ertz. Unfortunately, I don't think he should be cut. I'm not saying he should be cut.
I don't think we're going to trade Zach Ertz.
That's why he might be cut. We might really just need that money. I think we saved like $8 million after June or something like that. So,
and that is, if that does happen, that is a colossal failure in my opinion.
It really is.
Going from last year to this year, it's like, wow. But yeah, I would say either J-Jaw or like a lineman that we don't expect, like either an offensive or defensive lineman comes out of nowhere and gets cut, right? Like guys that keep getting banged up that aren't on the field.
Or maybe Joe Flacco. That would be interesting if Jamie Newman goes out there, balls out.
Or if he becomes our starter in camp, you know what I mean?
Oh my God, don't say that out loud.
Could you imagine that? Oh man, could you? I mean, even if Hurts were to go down or something like week 5 or week 6, right? We got Joe Flacco up against Tom Brady, and it's just like
there will be no quarterback competition, though. I mean, not quarterback controversy, at least, right? We won't be the next year. Nobody will be clamoring to keep Joe Flacco in. Hopefully, and knowing this team, they would. Knowing this fan base, we would. We would have still some people like, well, if you really think about what he was doing out there.
Oh man, Superhero says, we've always said we have a beast offense, and every year the offense is flat. I know Smitty's going to be lit, but is everyone else? I don't know, man. There's a lot of question marks. It depends on the system, you know?
Yeah. I wouldn't mind a good defense, you know? I remember the years that we had a great defense, you know? Yeah. I would love to go back to that. It's weird, though. Like, I agree. I feel like we have, especially lately, like we've put such a concerted effort on the offense.
Right.
And it's like blown up in our face. Like, you're just not good at that. You know, that's just not what you're good at. Just, you know, shy away from it until you get somebody like a Devontae Smith that you know, or hope at least is a surefire thing. Because, I mean, we were picking some bad players, dude. Like, offensively, we really were like, we went and got Nelly. We were hype about Nelson Aguilar. You know, you look at all these offensive players outside of like Dallas Goedert. Think that he's a good player, but it was kind of hard to miss on somebody like that. He was probably like the best tight end in that draft. So it's like, you know, he dropped to the second. Kind of same thing with Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders, I think, was one of the first 3 running backs selected in that draft. They all went in the second. So, I mean, you know, we definitely don't hit much on offense. Maybe you should just pick a bunch of defensive players and then spend the free agency money on offense. There you go. I would take that.
I don't mind a good defense. Like, that defense to me is like where you build from the ground up. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, a lot of teams have a good defense. Shifty says, when is training camp? I have no clue, to be honest. If it's back to a regular schedule, then it would be August, but I don't know.
Who knows if they're even going? Because I know a lot of teams are just opting out. People don't want to do it. So
right. I'm really worried about the pass defense and linebackers. You're telling me, bro. You're telling me. People want to get mad at me because I say our linebacker core isn't good. Oh, Alex Singleton. Oh, the dude we signed from Minnesota.
Eric Wilson.
Yeah, Eric Wilson, Alex Singleton, Sean Bradley. Like, you're telling me this is going to be a solidified linebacker core? I don't think so.
We got a bunch of outside linebackers. I was seeing people talking about trading for Jordan Hicks. Jordan Hicks was a cool guy, great guy. Yeah, I loved watching him play here. Loved him here, but he's an outside linebacker. One, like, that's just not what we need. We have so many guys that can blitz, that can run to the edge, to the sideline. We don't have many people that can sit in the middle of that defense, plug up holes, guard the tight end. We don't have that. We're going to probably be looking at people like Kayvon Wallace, people like Jacoby Stevens to fill that role. And while I think that, I think the world of these guys, I think they're good people, but that's not good. That's not, that's not what you want to do. I feel linebacker and cornerback were your two biggest needs going into this draft, right? And I feel like there was obvious people that you could take. And I also feel like defensive line was probably the weakest part of this draft. Like, nobody thought that D-line was a very strong part of this draft. And that's where we went heavy. Didn't get any cornerbacks, didn't get any linebackers, but we went crazy with the weakest part of this draft. Makes no sense. Outside of the first round, it was a depressing draft. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. And even Howie commented about it. He was like, people must be sick of seeing me take linemen in the draft, but that's how you build back to championship contention. Like, okay, Howie, that doesn't mean you had to go now. Like, I see the chat, Asante Samuel Jr., like guys like that were there. I wanted Micah Parsons, and I feel like he's going to haunt us with Dallas. I think I told you that. One of them will end up going to Dallas or the Giants. It happened. Luckily, we got Devontae Smith, but it's just our linebacker core has not been good for a while. The organization doesn't care about it. I've come to that realization. It is sad, but they just don't care. They really don't care.
Or they think they're like ahead of the game in some way. Like, I feel like they saw people like Jamal Adams and these guys that are kind of Derwin James, kind of hybrid safety linebacker guys. And they were like, oh, we want one of those. And they keep trying to go get them in like the 5th and 6th. Like, when I want to know what brand of brandy I want to know what brand of alcohol like their parents were drinking when they were being conceived, for them to think that Nate Gary can fill that role. Nate Gary can one day be that type of guy. Like, and I feel like they're trying to do it with Jacoby, and I hope it works out. But it's just like, bro, what's that saying? What's the definition of insanity? Keep on trying the same thing and, expecting different results. And that's what we do. We just keep taking the same type of players, trying to fill the same type of holes. Yeah. And it doesn't work. It's like, when are you going to be like, all right, this isn't working. Let me try something different. Yeah. It's just frustrating.
I got to respond to this comment because when the Eagles went and drafted Kenneth Gainwell, right, in the 5th round, I literally went on Twitter. And I can't rock with Eagles Twitter, man. They're all I literally said, this is a good pick because I do think he provides value, right? But we have so many running backs. We just picked up Kerryon Johnson, and this was before that. And I was like, it's a nice pick in the 5th round, right? But really, we went running back here. We couldn't have gone with another corner or a defensive player. And people want to keep referencing this play. And Shifty's my guy, so I'm not picking on him. But it's like, are we like it really much annoys me the way Eagles fans say Kenneth Gainwell trucked Parsons on that play as if that is going to solidify why that pick is justified.
He's all pro now.
Literally kill us in the division. And the same thing happened on my draft videos in terms of delusional Dallas fans who are like, oh, well, we picked the guy who locked up Devontae Smith one game in college.
Oh my God.
That doesn't matter. That is it's like plugging something into the equation and saying, all right, this is what it's always going to happen. No, Parsons is going to be a hell of a player. He's going to be good against us. And Devontae Smith is going to cook everyone in the division. You know what I mean? So
and people were strung up on the whole, he doesn't want to be an Eagle with Parsons. Me and you, I think we're probably two of the only people. I know I had Brandon on the wave for a little bit. Even at 6, I was saying we should go get Parsons. I was so down with Parsons the whole draft process. That never changed. And I do like that he got trucked by Kenneth Gainwell. It makes me feel better. You know what I'm saying? As a fan, it was nice to watch that. But no, I agree 100% with you. It doesn't mean that Kenneth Gainwell is going to be an all-pro player.
But people say that, bro. It's not like he's a corner that covered him for 8 games in his career and he's held him to 1 carry or 1, catch or whatever, for example, right? It's not like that. No, they played him. Come on, man.
And the thing that kills me with like you said, Kenneth Gainwell, I do agree. I think he was a very good pick. I think he was it was a steal at that position. Don't get me wrong. But if you're going to add competition where you need it. I don't think our running back room was really our issue last year. You know what I'm saying?
Who is going to play in terms of look at our depth chart, right? I'm a Boston Scott guy. People get on me for that too. Another reason why I hate Eagles Twitter. But I like Boston Scott, what he brings to the table. I think he's, he's not a superstar running back, but he's a little shifty guy, give you a little spark like a Sproles would. And when we gave him opportunity, he performed, right? He's not going to do it every game, but he was a giant killer, and it's just we got 6 running backs now. Come on, man.
And you have to make it make sense because it's you bring back Jordan Howard, then you bring back Kerryon Johnson. Those two are kind of very similar to me. So it's why? Why bring both of them? You don't need both of them. You know what I'm saying? And we don't have money like that. So it's not we're just flushed with hella money and we're oh, let's just bring on people. We have no cornerbacks. Go grab a random cornerback. I'd rather you go grab 15 random cornerbacks and be listen, somebody's going to work.
I don't know who the guy in the 4th round is. I'm not going to be some fake expert, right? And go and make a video, how some of these people do I watched 84 highlight tapes. This guy's gonna be good. Who isn't he 5'10"? I'm not even getting.
I think he's 6. I will say his body wise, he does look. He looks the role. When you watch him, he doesn't look that great. I don't know. He went to Penn State, so I should probably know who he is a little bit more, but I don't. So I think that he has, as far as the size, speed. When you look at the numbers, okay. He might be good, but I thought it was a reach. I thought it was a very panicky pick. You know what I'm saying? I think they saw all the cornerbacks go off the board and they were all right, who can we get? Zach? all right, that's a cool name. Fuck it. And they just took him. Like,
Right.
like I have no idea
dude,
who that guy is.
At that pick, what's his name? Jabril Cox was still on the board, right?
Yes.
He went to the Cowboys. And another guy that went, Tay Gowan, I think his name was, right, in the 6th round. Like
Cardinals.
People were high on him, and he went the pick before we went, and it was just like, come on, man. Come on.
But you reached for a defensive lineman. You know, you had to go get Milton Williams. And that's the thing. It's like, he might be great. Everybody's, Aaron Donald Jr. That's cool. It sounds so cool. Like everybody, he might be amazing. He reminds me of like the Jalen Hurts pick. Like I think we talked about this before. Like he was like the Jalen Hurts pick. You might be a great player, but bad timing. Like this is not what we needed at this point. And Landon reminded me of like the Sidney Jones pick. It's like you want to be smart. You want to take that chance that nobody else wants to take, and it might end up screwing you. So we'll see, man.
Yeah,
we will see.
Yeah, like these, my guy right here is saying these defensive linemen we picked like in the 6th and 7th round. It's just like they're hit or miss. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They'll get some snaps, but I don't know. And
like I said, I would not have been mad if it would have went Devontae Smith, a linebacker, and then like 40 corners for the rest of the picks. Like I would have been okay with that. Like what Dallas did, it might suck. Like they might have missed on a lot of those picks, but somebody's going to be good. Like they literally took like 15 D linemen. Like somebody's going to work out. Like we had to do that. We have not had a cornerback for so long. You know, we have Darius Slay, but obviously he did all right, but he's looking pedestrian because our team sucks.
Yeah.
So
and in the 2nd round when we went with Dickerson, I actually wasn't mad about that because I think our offensive line is going to be like a problem sooner than later at least. I wasn't mad at that. Obviously the injury history and stuff, but if we would have went with Asante Samuel Jr., like I would have been very ecstatic. I was still happy about Landon Dickerson, but it's like now we got to worry, right? Dude's had 4 injuries in a row, and it's just like here we go again. Here we go.
You had the opportunity to get Jeremiah. Imagine this: Devontae Smith, Owusu Koromoa, and then whoever the hell you wanted to take in the 3rd. I would have been cool with that.
Yeah, I heard that would have been that dude. He slipped and everything, and they said like it was like a fake story or something. Like, they were saying like he had a heart condition or something, and and then they said it was made up after, and I'm like, wow. So the Browns just got a steal.
Yeah, they definitely did. Yeah, it's like you want to be so smart. That would have been a good time to be smart, because then you would have actually been smart. Like, oh, this guy dropped all the way to us. You see what we did? We gotta, bro, that man, I would be sitting here with a Go Howie shirt. I would have Go Howie merch. If he would have been able to get us a 1st round pick next year, Devontae Smith and Jeremiah Owusu, you could have done anything you wanted with the rest of the draft. Like, I really feel like the whole scouting staff, like the whole scouting department, they went to Howie, they went to Jeffrey and was like, listen, we will let you do whatever the hell you want with the rest of this draft. Just please go and get Devontae Smith. Because I feel like after that, they were just like, all right, whatever. At least we got one. So I don't know. I hope that
we even had our own guys pissed off at Howie, like in our draft room. Like,
my guy Tom, man, that's my uncle right there, Uncle Donahue, bro. That's my boy. That was hilarious.
Man. It's going to be tough, dude. It's going to be tough. But with that being said, man, shout out to everybody. We still got 50 in here, guys. Hit the like and subscribe. Sub up my man, Philly the podcast. Glad having him on here for the first time, talking the schedule, live reaction. We're going to try to be optimistic, man. Like, we're not just trying to throw everything down, but it's like, it's going to be tough. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, I'll give you my actual prediction before the season. I'm not going to give my whole preview now when there's all this stuff to happen. But, like, couple of the stretches are rough.
We got a lot of off season to go. It's going to be fun.
Man. It's going to be tough, man. We'll see how it goes. But like you said, at least it's kind of like a bridging type year. And, hey, we'll be
at least we got basketball.
Yeah, there you go. Sixers right here and Nets right there.
Brooklyn, baby. Brooklyn.
we're gonna have some good stuff to talk about sometime soon, man. No doubt about it.
Yeah.
I can't wait, man. The Sixers are carrying Philly right now. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, I mean, look, you know, me and you talk about this all the time, and I know you think I'm like just saying it because we're not in first place, but I really don't care about this regular season. I just want to get to the playoffs and be healthy. Shout out to James Harden coming back tonight.
Maybe.
Look, if he's coming back tonight, he's gonna play and he's gonna put up a triple-double, and I'm finally gonna be able to see my Nets win a championship, bro. I was about to say Super Bowl.
We'll see. We'll catch you guys in the Eastern Conference Finals, man. We'll definitely have to collab for that or something. And
of course,
you know, we're gonna be going crazy on the channel. But Eagles and Sixers talk here, Eagles and Nets talk there. So guys, go sub them up right now. Appreciate everybody in the chat. And, you know, if you guys catch us on the second time around, drop in the comment section how you feel about the Eagles schedule. But with that being said, man, RB, Philly Take with RB, my guy, Philly Fresco, Philly, the podcast. And you guys have a great night, and we'll catch you on the next one, man. Peace.
Boo.